How to download, install, and run an emulator to play games. In this particular tutorial, I'll be covering where to find the emulator and games of your liking, and how to install them so you can begin playing and reminiscing on old times. I should note that this tutorial is for Mac only, but probably will be similar for PC users. First, you have to decide which emulator you want. For the purpose of this tutorial, I'll choose the Nintendo 64 console emulator. There are tons of emulators out there that you can choose from. Here's a list of a whole bunch of them. The one I'll be showing you that I found works fairly well for most games is called SixtyForce. If you go to the website www.sixtyforce.com, you could download the emulator in a zip file. Note that this one only works for Intel Macs running OS X, 10.5 or later. And after you unpack the emulator, go ahead and drag it into your applications folder and start it up. Right now, you don't have any games to play on it. You can download games, which are called ROMs, meaning read-only memory, and that's the stuff that stores all the information for the game, and it means that you can only read the information rather than write it. A popular place to download games for your emulator is www.coolrom.com. Another is rom-world.com, but I personally prefer CoolROM, but feel free to explore and find the ones you like. Of course, once you find a game you want to play, you'll have to wait a few seconds to download it, but create a folder somewhere on your Mac where you'll store your games. Now after it's done downloading, locate where you saved it and double click on it. It should open up by default with SixtyForce and load the game that you downloaded. If you click on SixtyForce in the File menu, you can click on the Preferences, and from there you should be able to adjust the emulation settings, like the high quality audio processing settings or the graphic settings, to make it so it's either high resolution rendering, which will basically just make it look prettier than it ever would on a Nintendo. Another thing you can do is to go and do configure controllers under the SixtyForce file menu and click on default keyboard, click configure, and you'll get a list of all of the different inputs on the keyboard translated from the Nintendo 64 gamepad. And from there you can adjust it however you'd like. Voila! Just like magic, you can now wield the golden gun as James Bond, collect the stars as the Super Mario, and save Princess Zelda as Link, all by downloading this emulator.